comes when I cut the grass, it always makes it grow? How comes I can only grow long hair from my nose?
Okay, what's I'm talking about? Right, day 84 on the build now, believe it or not. 84 days on this thing since I started. Let's recap where I was last time and answer a quick couple of questions which popped in. Show what we did.
I always cook far too much spaghetti. And why is no clever...
Okay, this was what was achieved last time. Quite simple, just an oval tube. Simple as that, nothing special. A lot of you said it needs cutting at an angle or slashing or finishing. You're absolutely right, it does. It's not finished. I should have said so. Apologies for that. It's just chopped off flush. I left it nice and long. There's more meat there than I'm going to end up with. And I left it that way so I can just decide where I want to dress that and cut it and slash cut it later. And I will factor some shape into the end of this. It's not going to be like that. One of you said, I didn't quite understandably, quite rightly, that edge here, that could do someone a pretty nasty injury if you hit them. If there was an accident and you ran into someone, that would definitely do a pretty evil injury. It's not out as far as the bars ultimately, or things like the foot pegs, but nevertheless that is a nasty protrusion facing forward, and if I was an MOT inspector I would say that would be something of concern. So I will at least take that off. That will chamfer probably round this way, I imagine, and of course making that anything other than butt square will effectively enlarge the entrance hole anyway, so that will make it better for breathing in air. I'm never going to replace the ram air facility or feature on this because it just hasn't got the correct shape or the correct venturi or anything. It's just an air inlet that looks nice, it's as simple as that. And all I'm doing with this, make that first of all, get the structure of it built, leave it chopped off flush, and I'll deal with what shape it needs to be later. Got to look at the other side now, find out what difficulties face me on that side, what I might need to do. I want to basically make one of them today for the other side. That's all today is. Make one of them for the other side, and there's one or two other little factors over there that I need to consider because they'll be part of this which this didn't have. I'll show you what they are. Hello. Alright, now this side, as you can see, it's a little bit different. Firstly, these crash bungs here, they're going. I'm going to remove those completely and put the proper engine bolts back in there, but I can't just put any bolt in there. That's an original engine bolt that was replaced by these, and even if I take the bung out, the bolt that's in there is too long, so I've got to buy those engine bolts from Kawasaki, and I'll do that nearer the time. It's not important, these are just there for now. They're a handy place to hook things like your straps and stuff onto if you're strapping the bike down, so I've left them there for now, but they're going, so that's going to be out of the way. This, obviously on this side of the bike, you've got the top of the radiators there as it is the other side, but you've got obviously the entrance hose, the little pipe on the top, radiator cap and thermostat housing, and all of that is right here in the way of this. Now one of you said a really cool thing, that the NT09 inlet shrouds, which are like a shroud that kind of just cover this whole side, a little bit VMAX looking, and I guess being a Yamaha they kind of got that inspiration from that, but I don't really want to make just a big shroud for this side. I think it's a little bit too much. I still want it to be quite neat and dinky, so I'm going to come across the top of here, but then there's no space under here to come forward with the hose, with that pipe. So where I cut that pipe in half and made the two sides on the other side, I can't do that on this one. I've got to kind of be more creative, something that can be screwed on as a complete cover for that, and it still gives me that same protrusion that I can kind of mirror the other side a little bit so it looks about the same. All this is a dress up, so it looks nice. I've always looked, with all street fighters that are water cooled engines, there's always been an issue with the radiator cap showing, and this has always been knobbly and gnarly because it lives underneath the fairing normally. And when you take that fairing off, there's not much, you know, it looks like the back of a washing machine. It's not very nice. So that needs to be covered up along with this ugly hose and all the clips and stuff. And that's what I've got made today. Something to just cover that up. I have no idea what to do. I'm going to get a bit of cardboard. I think I'm starting with cut round there, like I did the other side. Grind this little tab off we don't need, take that screw out of the way. And then see where, I don't know. That's how it works, I don't know. I'm going to make this up as I go along. Let's bring you along for the journey. So thanks for watching. Let's get stuck in.
Scientist never interviewed a Yeti. How comes retail prices always end in 99? And how comes my computer doesn't work all the time? I don't know. Don't ask me, mate. I don't know. Don't ask me, mate. I don't know. I haven't got a clue, mate. I don't know. Don't ask me. I haven't got a clue, mate. I don't know. How comes when you want some rain it's nearly always sunny? And how comes when you tell a joke it's never half as funny? How comes when when you find a sock, the other one's in hiding. And when you want a stroll on the beach, you'll always find a tied-in. How comes when you get a flat, you've never got a jack? And every time you join a queue, you're always at the back. I don't know, don't ask me, mate, I don't know, I haven't got a clue, mate, I don't know, don't ask me, pal, I don't know, I haven't got a clue, I just don't know, you can't ask for any more than that, mate, I don't know. How comes when I cut the grass, it always makes it grow? How comes I can only grow long hair from my nose? How comes I always cook far too much spaghetti? Why is no clever scientist ever interviewed a Yeti? How comes retail prices always end in 99? And how comes my computer doesn't work all the time?
Alright, just while I'm thinking about it in the midst of all this, I want to talk about these just for a minute. You know, I like to impart a little something in each video if I can, if it helps you. A lot of you are doing this now, you're getting into this stuff, you've gone and bought yourself a hobby MIG, you know, and you're getting involved, and that's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I did it, it really interests me, and it's my favourite hobby ever, fabrication. But it's a dangerous business. You have to be conscious of what you're doing and careful of what you're doing, because you can really hurt yourself, especially with tools like this. I made a simple skills on these. The old 4-inch grinder, the venerable 4.5-inch grinder, they are a lethal weapon. That thing is as dangerous as a loaded firearm, and it needs the same level of respect when you're using it. And if you are a firearms user, you'll know what that means. It's serious, you know, you can hurt yourself. I'm seeing an increasing amount of people on the net using these without this guard on. They've removed this guard completely and they're just using the spinning disc. And monkey see, monkey do. People copy, so please don't copy that. Please leave the guard on. It's there for a reason. There are times when you need to take the guard off to do a certain job, and if you're going to do that, then there are other precautions you need to take. You need to wear practically ballistic clothing, and I mean that, sort of like a welding jacket or something, or at least even an armoured bike jacket, because if that disc breaks up, then the bits of it start just going all directions. You really don't want to collect any in yourself, because it ain't funny. I've been there, it's not nice, you know, you can really hurt yourself. It's quite shocking and terrifying when it happens. Massive bang, everything, all your ears ring for a minute, and then suddenly there's blood coming from somewhere. Properly ain't funny. My brother's a paramedic and he's seen this, you know, accidents on a Monday morning from DIY on a Sunday. Really be careful and don't hurt yourself, that's what's most important. I see so many people as well grinding along a line with these. You know, never look along that disc. That cut line, the way that disc is spinning, don't look along it, because even with glasses on, where are they? Yeah. Even with glasses on, stuff hitting your skin and stuff, just don't take those risks. You know, my buddy Stan caught a lump of metal in the eye from, didn't even know he was going to do it, and it just happens. You know, it's as quick as that. You can't see it coming, and then all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt. So really be careful with these. They're very dangerous indeed. And I know that I'm probably talking to you like your nana, so I'm going to shut up now and let you get on with it. So there we are. Be careful with these, and don't take the guard off. Honestly, it ain't worth it. Right, back to Fabs.
I don't know, don't ask me, mate, I don't know. I don't know, don't ask me, mate, I don't know. I don't know, I haven't got a clue, mate, I don't know. Ask someone else. I just haven't got a clue.
Now to get that to fit has been roughly 2 hours, just messing about with that, and about another 2 hours to do that bit. So I'm 4 hours into this now. It's absolutely amazing. Now, as I said in the last video, this project for me is an exercise in learning new skills, teaching myself things I didn't know before. And in this instance here, this is making a perfect weld joint. Because if you're going to TIG weld, and I want to learn to TIG weld in the future, I've got a friend who lives nearby who's going to teach me TIG welding at some point, and I'm really looking forward to getting into that. But at the moment, I'd rather MIG weld it because I know it works, I know I can make it strong, and the integrity of something to me right now is more important than how it looks, because then at least it lasts, and I haven't got to redo it in the future. But for now, I wanted to master today, or practice today, this process of getting a joint, a weld joint absolutely right. And this was a really challenging one because it was 2-axis. This is a piece of pipe. I made the tail tunnel for that from this stuff, and this was a piece of leftover that I cut off. And because I cut it at such an acute angle, because it's slash cut, the axis goes that way over, and obviously this has to come out of the bike, but because this rad cap, which is what I'm trying to cover up, is in the way, I have to come and curve this in. So it's a 2-axis curve in that way, tapering down and curving over that way, which means bending this piece of flat sheet metal to a slight curve that way, and a little bit of a shame where I cut that straight and now that joint's opened up. So as I've bent that in, it's opened up at the end, but it doesn't matter because that's going to get, when this whole thing's welded, it's going to get cut probably across there with a like a gauze or a mesh in the end, so a butt end put on it, and then a big mesh in there to stop the leaves getting sucked in. But for now I'm just making the basic funnel to cover up the inlet and this big ugly cap, because when this is gone, that will stick out and look ridiculous. As I said earlier, I don't like the look of them on fighters, they've got to be covered up, and that does the job really nicely. So all I've got to do now is get that joint lined up. 2 hours to do that. That really took the time, and it's good fun. It's really interesting learning something new. Learn as we go. Every day's a school day. I've just got to get that all set up and then just tack it front and back. Then I can take it off, weld it up, grind some of the weld crap back, and then at least I've got the top half done. I can move on. 4 hours so far for this. Fabrication's great fun, but the most important skill that you need to teach yourself is patience. Oh my goodness. Right, let's tack this together, see if I can make it look any good.
To see my go again with this spin. The sun shines down in me, but not always before you finished with the day, the line has just begun.
There we are, 4.5 hours in the end. Give you a close look. There it is. Quite like that. Bit of a triumph from the joint as well. Really absolutely love that joint. Really chuffed with that. I think fabrication is a matter of practice. The basic skills, the basic principles are really simple. It's just the hand skills, the dexterity to get it right. And slowly but surely I'm getting better, and I really appreciate all of your support on it. I know that, you know, sometimes what you make, what I'm making with this, it's not always as brilliant, but you know, as many have said, it's my bike and I don't really care. It's how I want it to be. So I might cut that straight across, I might cut it at an angle that way, I might just curve the ellipse round what I thought was I might do is trim that round in a rounded curve on the front, and then put a flat plate or a curved plate over the top of it on the front with a hole in the centre, like an oval hole, like an eye or something, and then put mesh in that to stop the leaves going in. So I can make a lot more of that yet. I just wanted that top joint right. I wanted it to cover up this big ugly thing here, which it really does, it really works. To anybody, to those guys who are saying, you know, this is sticking out, it's a bit of a, it could be dangerous and so on. Not really, because the handlebar sticks out here, it's a lot further out. It's a good, the handlebar's a good 5-6 inches further out than that, so I don't think it's out in the wind, it's not causing any danger. It's not even going to be as far out as your knee, so there's not a problem. I think it'll be fine. But there we are, that's it, 4.5 hours fabrication again, going to call it a day. But I'm going to leave a good, I can come back to this tomorrow at time of recording. This is Tuesday now, at time of recording. Wednesday I've got a day free as well, so I can do another one. So I'm going to leave all this out and I'm going to come straight back tomorrow and do the rest, and you'll see that at the weekend. So there we are, join us at the weekend. I'll finish that underneath, and then I'll trim them both to a curve or something that I'm happy with. I'm going to spend the time thinking about that. And just finally, the turbo bike is pretty much done. It's Tuesday now. Wednesday he said it would be finished at the end of tomorrow, so hopefully at the weekend I might have the turbo bike back as well, and then we're going to impart a few jobs on that as they get done. I've ordered some parts for it as well. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, ride safe. See you next time.